Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And this is where Verizon excels. This is where they're really good at. And that's where I still maintain my strong opinion that they will come out having the best network in the United States, or best 5G network in the United States, if you will. So Verizon was interviewed from Brad Smith over at Yahoo Finance. I will leave the article in the description down below so you guys could check it out. Verizon CEO, this is our peak year for network investment. So be looking forward to this really being the peak year. So there's going to be a step down in capital spending starting next year. So they're going to come in at around 22 billion this year, and then next year it's going to taper off to around the 17, 18, maybe 19 billion dollar mark. That's where they want to be at. That's where they feel comfortable in getting the finances back up, right? Because right now they're taking money out of the free cash flow to fund this additional aggressive network build. So as that comes down next year, they're going to be able to have better free cash flow, or post better free cash flow, or a higher free cash flow, I should say. So I'll just read off a brief paragraph here so you guys could check that out. So in the last 6-7 years, we have planned exactly how we're going to invest in the network. This is our peak year. We're going to be somewhere around 22 billion in capex. That's our guidance. And one portion is our business as usual. Then the other is the new spectrum we bought last year. Is actually coming to execution right now. And we're doing that as fast as we can. And he's right. They're doing that as fast as humanly possible. They're pouring in a ton of money. But of course, next year, they're going to have to continue that same investment. They're going to have to get more aggressive in the rural environments, getting those sites up to date, right? A lot of sites out there are only band 13. Some are 1366. Those will need to be upgraded with newer equipment. The BBUs need to be swapped out. So that's going to take some time. That's just once they are done with the core metro areas, the top 100 PEAs. And they are building in those PEAs too, even though they might not clear just yet. I'm still hearing the first half of next year, we should get the remainder cleared. If not December 23, all of that clears anyway, the rest of the C-band spectrum. And they are building ahead of time. Now, the drop-off in CapEx, I think virtually all of them are going to drop CapEx. I think AT&T has a step down, T-Mobile steps down, and Verizon steps down. It's just a lot of money. 22 billion is a lot of money that's going into the network. And in order for Verizon to not have to push that off more onto the consumer, because they did raise prices because of that increase in CapEx, and he does talk about that in this interview, they are going to have to lower it, and they're just going to have to keep moving along at a solid pace. And 17, 18, 19 billion, wherever they end up, I still think that's a solid amount of money to invest. Now, they are going to continue building out that fiber, so that's going to take up a good chunk. But still, it's still a good amount of money, and I still fully expect them to end up having the best 5G network. Now, the only thing that can change my mind on that is if T-Mobile further accelerates their CapEx. If T-Mobile comes out and they continue spending the 14, maybe go up to 15, because they don't invest on their own fiber build, then I could see that being a lot more competitive in the future. But T-Mobile's going to have to get to that spend, and they're going to have to stay there consecutive years in order for me to change my mind. But for now, I fully anticipate the amount of money that's going into this. I fully anticipate Verizon to still have the best network, because they're just going crazy on that millimeter wave. And at some point, it's going to show proof of being at the venue, being at the concert, being at the NFL game, that they are the best suited for that event with that millimeter wave. Nobody has really adapted it to the point of Verizon. AT&T is somewhat putting it out. T-Mobile far less. T-Mobile still favors to add N41 on DAS systems versus millimeter wave. So they are not really that excited about the millimeter wave. But Verizon is really pushing that to new heights. And I think eventually, if it does pan out the way they think it will pan out, and we start seeing that on the third-party reports, then it could be a scenario where what we saw back in the WiMAX days, right? Sprint chose WiMAX. AT&T kind of went bigger on HSPA. Verizon went with LTE, and then everybody adjusted to LTE because it was the better technology. So we'll see if we have a turnout like this, because if Verizon dominates that millimeter wave arena and it starts showing proof on the third-party scores that they are faster, they average out higher speeds because of the millimeter wave, I could see where T-Mobile and AT&T start adjusting to building out more millimeter wave because of that deployment. So let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to the channel. Follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. See y'all in the next one. Peace.